before we even got to convention, the Filipino groups had a Prayer of Ascent 3-day conference here on the campus, praying to the Lord, crying out to him, and then praying for the conference itself.
Yeah.
Additionally, we had the Chinese that did the same at Cross Point Church just down the street, and they held a prayer meeting in the morning. And we had the missions group that met. They had over 100, just talking about missions and celebrating missions and reports on missions, and just an amazing conference as well there.
Yeah.
What are some of the other ones? The African American Fellowship met.
Yes. I can't hardly talk about the African American Fellowship because I got there late and I missed the music.
Yeah.
I missed the music.
Your favorite
It's
part.
my first ever. I'm missing the music.
Yeah, you know what? It's really hard to make it to everything.
Yeah.
When you're trying to plan a meeting and then try to go to different meetings,
Right.
it's just very, very
Yeah,
difficult.
we had our convention operations meeting, and so then I got there late,
Yeah.
and so.
Well, a shout out to Brother Ron Harvey, who's been our parliamentarian for so many years. This week he had surgery for his cancer, and we've been praying for him. And so we had younger parliamentarians that he trained, and so it did take us a little bit extra to work with them, but they did such a fabulous job.
Welcome to the GC Collective podcast, brought to you by the California Southern Baptist Convention. From local missions to global impact, we explore the vision, passion, and heart behind our collective movement in California and around the world. Where better together isn't just a motto, it's how we maximize our impact in fulfilling the Great Commission.
Hello, California Southern Baptist family. Welcome back to the GC Collective podcast. We're on location, guys.
Yes. This is the first time ever that we are on location.
That's not true. Last year, annual meeting.
Oh,
right.
yes. But we're actually outside on location while one of our events is happening in the
There's
background.
a party going on behind
And we
us.
have a whole band playing inside with the worship service going on in Spanish.
If you're watching or if you're listening, you cannot appreciate the smells that are all around us right now from this international family festival that's being hosted behind us at New Vision Church in Milpitas. We just wrapped up the annual meeting, and we're here to do a quick debrief because it's cold,
It's
everybody.
cold.
It's
Got
cold.
some hot tea
Right.
brewing.
I got a cold boba.
From our Korean friends. But let's hit some of the highlights. Let's start with Pastor's Conference.
Pastor's Conference was incredible. Of course, it was highlighted with H.B. Charles.
Yes.
And what we again got to witness and be reminded of is how many good biblical expositor preachers that we have here in the state of California. That is really the key to hope in our future, because we believe it's the Word of God that everything else flows from. And so we heard tremendous preaching. We are very thankful to Dr. Scott Hill for putting together the roster, bringing in these preachers, and we're looking forward even to next year already.
Right.
So it was great.
And you guys have new officers you've elected?
That's right. Of course, next year is Jason Mayo, who is the Replant Pastor of the Year nationally, but he's right here from California. His church is in San Jacinto, and he is the president of the Pastors Conference next year, which will be at Emmanuel.
Correct.
And so Jason will put together the roster for next year, but also this year, as we do in the Pastors Conference, we always elect the president for 2 years out. And Brent Daniels was elected. Pastor Brent, his church is in Tanaha, and it is a normative-sized church that is just doing great. And up in the Tanaha area, if you've never been there, it's down near Temecula, and it's beautiful up on the plateau. And so he'll be 2 years from now, that will be in Bakersfield. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
And so anyway, two great presidents lined up who will continue to put together a great roster of our California expositors. And of course, they always are open to maybe bringing in special guest speakers from out of state. We have to wait to see what the Lord does.
And I definitely want to give a shout out to whoever designed the shirts for the Pastors Conference. If you were not here, you missed it. They are fantastic.
Yes, I think that might have been one of Scott Hill's children, maybe his daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's cool.
I loved it.
Some very talented people.
Let's talk a little bit about the ministers' wives.
Sure. The word was was that there wasn't going to be anything for the ministers' wives, and that's not true. We still will continue to support the work with the ministers' wives, and it was because we no longer have Kathy Smith, who did a fabulous job working with our ladies on staff, but we had Brenda Lackey and a group of ladies put together a luncheon, and we will continue to have luncheons every year at the annual meeting, and they had a great attendance. From what I understand, they had a wonderful time, and the ladies were blessed to be able to have that. But yeah, so we continue to minister to the women, and even though Kathy's not here with us anymore, she still continues to do work across the state, and there's a couple things that we partnered with her to be able to do, and we're thankful for all the years that she put working with the CSBC in ministering to the women across our state.
Yeah. Let's go into the actual business meeting proper. Roland did a great job.
He's amazing.
Roland.
Yeah, he's amazing.
As the outgoing president,
That's
really.
Right. That's right.
Let's hit some of the high points there. We got a new president for next year.
Yes, Port Woburn from Rock. What is it? Stone Harbor? Rock Harbor.
I really always just call him a DOM.
Well, yes, he is the director of missions
for Bridges Bay Area.
For the Bridges Bay Area, yeah. Tremendous guy, loves the Lord, loves the local church. I've known Port for a long time, and I know that he's going to be a great president for us as he comes alongside of us to really help us take the mission of CSBC to the next level.
Right, yeah. And we have a new vice as well.
Right. Grant Bennett.
Yes. What church do we know? Yeah.
From Bakersfield, yes. And Grant, his father was the president. I wonder if this is the first time that we've ever had a father and son that at one point the father was the president, and now here we have the son being the vice president. And so just the Bennetts are a great family. They're a family that has been a Baptist staple here in California for many, many years.
Yeah.
And I know that Grant's going to be a blessing as he serves alongside Port.
Yeah.
And we got a worship director for next year as well.
New worship leader for next year elected.
Yep.
Victor Silva from Magnolia Church in Riverside.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about. He's Hispanic. I'm forgetting what country he's from.
He's actually from Brazil.
Oh, Brazil, right. He's Brazilian. I was like, it's not Colombian. Brazilian.
And what's really neat about him is that the last 2 years, he has actually been playing with the band on stage.
Yeah.
So as we go down south to Highland Emmanuel next year, he already is connected with what we do, really helps us to have a flow, and he's connected with all the leaders down there in Southern California. So I really expect next year to really celebrate with a lot of different worship leaders from the Southern California area, which will be really neat.
Yeah.
And if I could just say something about these presidents and vice presidents, I think Roland Slade, like Victor Chayesarisaban and other presidents for him, they really understood that role of being a president of the ministry of presence, the ministry of going out and meeting pastors across the state, spending time with them, letting people know that this state is one big family. And Roland talked about that, and when I was talking to Port, he has that same spirit about him. He's looking forward to going out and just loving on pastors.
Yeah.
And then you talk about Grant Bennett, who is part of this 6-4 fellowship,
The
prayer.
Yes.
I just see that as maybe a providential move, that God's just bringing all of this into the DNA and the flow of what we're doing. So I'm really excited about these future leaders. Yes.
So the last big item that we talked about and the messengers voted on was the budget.
Right. So the budget this year was, like, as we've talked about it many times, we've increased it by $100,000, and we're going to give anything that comes in over $5.1 million. It's going to go directly to the national agency. We continue to manage our resources well, and we're putting in $400,000 from the earned income that we have that has been given to the convention for future use that we have at the foundation, and we're going to be able to use some of that earned income. And we're looking like we're going to finish the year in the black, and so with confidence we're going to put $400,000 of that money that's at the foundation for this year's total budget of over $6 million. And so I'm excited about where we're at, where we're going. Really grateful for the generosity of our churches that have given over $8 million to mission causes in California. And so the vote was unanimous also for this year's budget. I love how the president, Roland, took his time to make sure that everybody understood, that everybody had an opportunity to come to the mic. And what was really funny, this might be our funny story, what was really funny is he said, I don't want any of you guys to have to go outside in the parking lot and have a
parking lot
conversation, right? And so somebody did come up to the mic, one of our messengers, and he was really, really neat. He asked some great questions, and they said, "Well, one of the questions you have to come back to later."
Yes.
And then when we opened up business later, miscellaneous, he came back and Roland said, "Don't you have a question?" He says, "No, I'll talk to you about it in the parking lot."
It was hilarious.
So that's our funny story for today, okay?
It's out of order, but
it's just, it was done really well. Roland led the meeting with excellence. Excellence.
We really did.
And the budget was really good. I just want to say that you run a tight ship as a state convention. First of all, you got the budget out very early.
We did.
Everybody got to see it, got to go through it, ask a lot of questions. And I like the fact that the budget that you do here in the state convention is not like a wish list. It's not this bloated budget of hopefully we can do all this if all this. It's more like you got a real good feel on what's probably going to come in.
Right.
And you keep the budget as close to that as possible. Right. So there's not a lot of refiguring later on in the year, and there's not a lot of surprises. It's just really well done, and I just want to give you a shout out for that. Thank you.
I must say that Mark Tempesta, our CFO, has a lot to do with that. He's a sharp guy, but also our churches have just been very consistent.
Yes.
And this year we had a lot of churches that stepped up in just beautiful ways, and I just expect that as we continue to bring confidence to what we're doing and vision to our state, that people want to be a part of that. And so I'm encouraged and believing that the cooperative program in California is going to continue to grow. And as we celebrated the 100 years of the cooperative program this year, I mean, why wouldn't be encouraged to continue to see cooperative program grow, to do the ministry in the state, in the nation, and around the world?
And that's a great pivot to last night, our celebration service.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Very special moment to hear from a pastor that talked about why he, as a young pastor of a church, is encouraged to give, and how he encourages church planners to give as a catalyst. To hear from Dr. Tony Wolf, director of South Carolina Baptist, and to hear how he sees the similarities from the group that began the cooperative program 100 years ago, and how they're very similar in where we're at today as Southern Baptists, and yet they believe that God can use that in a mighty way. And of course, Sandra Hughes.
Oh, come on. She really nailed it.
Good call.
Yeah,
Good
right.
call.
Thank you.
Good call. Yeah. She read from A Unity of Purpose.
Yes.
The book that was edited by Dr. Tony Wolf.
And it was the recounting of that meeting 100 years ago.
Oh, my
and it was written so beautifully. She read it so beautifully. Victor underscored her. I didn't think I was going to cry. I knew what was coming, and I cried anyway.
Tony said she should do the audio book.
I know, right?
Well, and I'll tell you, Tony was crying. She was reading Tony's writing, and Tony was crying in the front row. And he says, I've never cried when someone read a part of any of my books. But she did such an amazing job to be able to share. I mean, she got into it. She was sharing.
A dramatic reading.
She knew she knew the assignment.
Yes.
She accomplished it. So if you have not watched the live stream, you will want to go back and watch the Friday night celebration because it was so impactful.
Oh, and then the sermon that was brought that night on Psalms 133, that Psalm of Ascent, talking about, how we need to pause and behold, right? As we come together in unity, as we see the Lord and the Lord comes before us. I mean, oh my goodness. I just thank thank God for Tony and him bringing the word the way he brought the word to us that night, and just reminding us the importance to be united in purpose, consecrated in the purpose that we're called to do as we celebrate 100 years of the Cooperate Program, and we continue to work together to do the Great Commission work. And it was beautiful. The time of prayer at the end, Francis, God has anointed him in such a way where he was able to lead us, also using the prayers of ascent to lead us to come together and pray. Our theme was united in prayer and mission. United in prayer and mission. And folks, I think that's what we did.
I believe so too.
That's what we did. And we made sure that we prayed together. And we united in one voice and one spirit before the Lord, using the scriptures as the source of our prayer. And I believe God was glorified through all that. Yes.
Well, I think we hit all the high points, and we're missing the festival behind us, and I need to go win some more coins at the dreidel game booth.
I need more popcorn.
So we're going to forego our funny story this week, which we sort of told in the middle, I guess.
Yes.
And we just want to take a moment to say thank you to a lot of people who helped pull this off.
Yes.
Woo, boy, it was a big job.
Yes.
And this church showed up early and stayed late every day.
Every day.
An amazing staff.
New Vision
group.
is amazing. Yes. Pastor David, thank you.
Yes,
absolutely.
And Pastor David
Very
Kim,
impressive.
Pastor Sung Ho,
Yes.
And your whole crew. It wasn't just the staff.
No.
The church members were here.
Yes.
They were greeting and helping, and setting up.
Did you see the QR codes that they had around the building so that volunteers can support? And their choir, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
The choir was amazing last night, the Korean choir that came
the
from
director.
the church. Yes, of course. You
Everyone's
would
talking
notice
about. Everyone's talking about.
I wish we'd have had
So
more
wonderful.
of that.
I know.
That was
true.
so good.
I'm thankful for our staff.
Yes.
The CSBC staff.
Yep.
You all are amazing. And yes, I have to give of everyone credit most to Sarah, because if you guys don't know, Sarah is my Terry Baroni, okay? Terry Baroni for 30 years was the man that basically directed everything at the annual meeting. And since he retired, Sarah's been that person. And so Sarah's my Terry Baroni.
That's a high compliment.
And, well, kind of short compliment, but she does so much for us. Thank you, Sarah. I just thank the Lord for you and all that you do, but really all of our team, our admins, our accountants, people that don't typically do a lot of this, carrying boxes and registering people and making sure that food is being served and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Our team is amazing. I mean, the fact that we're doing this podcast outside, Michael, you continue to do great work. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, our staff, when they share the stuff on the vision on stage, oh my gosh, so much.
Yeah.
And then all the exhibitors.
I know. Yeah, the exhibitors really came out. Yeah, and the booth with the exhibit hall was just lively and bustling.
And it's still going. I mean,
and it's still going strong behind us right now.
Jumping.
Yeah.
What do you call these things? These
bounce houses.
Bounce houses back here.
Yeah, bounce houses.
This is amazing.
But I would say, overall, thank you to those that took the time to come. I know it's expensive.
Yes.
I know it's your time. I know that many weren't able to come, and it's not a knock on you, but for those that came, thank you. You encourage us. You bless us. Thank you for the brother that came up to me last night and said, could we pray for the staff? And you guys prayed for us this morning.
Yes.
It's a dear, special moment. We need your prayers. We long for your prayers. And we believe that God's going to do great things through us for His glory. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And I pray that you understand that we're here to serve you.
Yeah.
And we're here to glorify God together.
Yeah. And so before we wrap, I just want to say thank you specifically to Justin McWhorter, to Shauna and David from our office, who really went above and beyond serving our messengers and our guests this year. And we look forward to seeing everybody next year on October 20th and 21st at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Highland. So save the dates, and we will see you then. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.